Hi guys, hope you all are having a great Sunday evening today. So today me and Chamat will be talking about how you could launch your startup idea as an undergraduate. So starting off in 2009, that is when we were in grade 9, uh, we used to create different types of apps, computer software, so and so. We used to have really different ideas. So we used to create those apps and have a nice time. In 2010, we were in grade 10. We created a mobile app called TED, and which would keep your SMS messages safe and private. And that became the world's second most innovative app, and at the Oracle ThinkQuest competition. And we got a chance to visit Silicon Valley for 3 weeks, and to be honest, that gave us the inspiration for us to start our own company. We finished our A-levels in 2014, and me and Chamat and our friends Janit, Sanila, Lakindu, Charu, Dumendra, we started SurfEdge with a vision of making life smarter. So since then, for the last 3 years, we have been working really hard, and for the last 3 years, we launched 3 products: Gurupara, which has over 30,000 users at the moment; Hackathons LK, over 2,000 users; and Kohoko, which also has over 2,000 users. So we have been working on all these projects while we are studying at the university. So when you're starting off uh, your business idea at your school age or while at the university, you have to start with a vision. You should always have a vision. If you look at SurfEdge, our vision is to make life smarter. Basically, you might have an iPhone or a great mobile phone. If you look at another 3 years' time, there will be a completely different technology. If you look at outside, there are so many electric wires going above. In another 2 or 3 years' time, will it be the same? Who is going to bring that technological revolution? So at SurfEdge, we strongly believe that we are the ones who are going to bring that change to the world. So when you start off a company, you should always have a very strong vision that which you want to achieve. Uh, if you look at the products we do, such as Gurupara, we want to make Sri Lanka a great place to study, starting from advanced level, higher education, and so and so. So we are trying to build the technological infrastructure in education to make Sri Lanka a great place to study. Similarly, Hackathons LK being the calendar for hackathons happening in Sri Lanka, Kohoko, a mobile app which connects all the Sri Lankans around the globe to celebrate Aurud together. So we are working on our vision. So when you start off your business idea, you should have a vision. That is the key thing when you start off. Moving on, you might have a technological idea, a service, or a food product. It can be anything. But sometimes to start it over, you might not know the technology or the knowledge required. But that won't be a bottleneck for you, is it?
Exactly. So what happens is like you think you need to learn this language, Java, PHP, whatever, but the real thing is you can learn it by yourself and like just start doing it. So with the experience it comes like without knowing any HTML, CSS, there are plenty of resources you can like W3 schools, anything. So just you need to have that courage to start it. Then things will come. And the worst thing we expect is we wait for an experienced guy to do our stuff like the technical part and that stuff. So but you don't know that you can be that person as well. Like you can do anything. Like you can really learn stuff. So that's basically that how you can start your idea at a very low level. But somehow we have started that idea then.
Even with TED and all, I guess.
In grade 10 we knew nothing. Yeah. So we had no certification, nothing. But we just started. We learned by Googling, Stack Overflow, everything.
W3 schools.
Yeah. So slowly we can like gain the experience. So that with that experience we can grow the start. But to start off, we should learn at some point and start. So you know everything to do. And the best thing is like when we come up to marketing part.
Marketing and all, like I can remember like in 2014, I guess, just after finishing schooling, we got a website to build, and it was like 3 weeks deadline, and we knew nothing about frameworks, bootstrap, nothing.
But we just have to learn it like
Yes.
overnight, sleepless nights. So we just can learn stuff, and don't wait for any experienced guys to advise you do this on this framework, on this language. Don't do that. You just start off with your like gut feeling. So then you can improve it so. And addition branding experience, like we can grow as well, like learn stuff by even looking at Facebook pages.
Yes, to be honest, like we had a few ideas, like to create a product like WhatsApp, to create a programming language. We tried different things. Mostly we went through the development cycle. We created most of the prototypes. Just after schooling, we created those things, but we couldn't launch those because we realized though we have a good product, we have to take it to the market. So we need this marketing experience or the marketing aspects to be catered. So we talked to a few guys who had the experience in marketing, but we couldn't hire them because, to be honest, like financial problems, so and so. So what we had to do was learn. I study maths, physics, and computer science at the university, but at the business, there's no such thing. You have to learn everything: marketing, Photoshop, programming, marketing, everything. So we had mainly Chamath looks at the technical stuff. I look at the marketing, branding, those kind of business aspects. So at the start, we knew nothing about marketing. We went through all those videos on YouTube. We read a lot of case studies about other companies. Especially, it is ideal that you have to keep a few inspirational companies for yourself. Mainly at SurfEdge, especially me and Chamath, we look a lot at Apple, SpaceX, and how they market their products, how they brand themselves. So we try to use those techniques at SurfEdge as well. So when you start off your product, start off your company, you should have a couple of companies that you get inspired about and try to get the best out of them. So when it comes to marketing and branding, always follow their techniques, and then gradually you could create your own. So don't think that you don't know marketing, that you don't know finances,
you don't know coding,
nothing. Yeah. So you have to just start off, learn, go for meetups. There are so many meetups happening in Colombo, /com programs, startup SL programs. Go for those, and you will meet a lot of experienced startup entrepreneurs. Mainly in 2014, me and Chamath and our teammates, we used to go for a lot of meetups, startup SL programs, /com events, and we used to talk to other CEOs and get to know their experiences. And for succeed, it's not always your experience that you need, but with others' experience, you could grow. So when starting off, just go ahead. You might not know anything, but have a vision and start planning. Planning takes a lot. So if we look at how we plan things, planning is not a big thing. First, create a launch date. Think that you are going to launch your product on this date. Assume on the 9th of January. And expect what you want to gain on that date. When we were planning to launch Gurupara, we wanted to have around 5,000 users on the first date of the launch. So we created a huge breakdown how we could achieve that. So on the launch date, we had over 4,000 users. Within the first 2 days, we had over 4,000 users on the service. So it was our first product launch as well. So it's always, even it was a wild guess, it's always you need to plan what you want to achieve and create a breakdown.
Just basically launch plan.
Yes, the launch plan.
We set up like tight deadlines for ourselves, so we do things like really well. Like we have to do that for that day, so nothing won't be missed.
Yes,
that's actually the plan.
That takes a lot, and I guess I think we at the start we did a lot of mistakes, and that's common. And failures are not all. Failures become lessons if you learn from those. So I guess at the start we added a lot of features and those kind of things. Uh, but at the launch, it's not ideal to have all the features, but the core aspects, I guess.
Yeah, that's
the
like an
MVP,
MVP level.
yes.
Yeah. So what you can do is like if you have a great idea, like break it down to the parts that you really need. Like as a service, what you need. The search function, that's one function. So break down to the minimum requirements you need to put the product out. Don't wait till like develop everything like from Facebook login to everything. You don't need that actually. Like in the initial level, you just have to get the things out at first. So gradually you can grow things. If you wait for like building great stuff and like rating system, everything and then the time goes. Then you are like losing heavy amount of effort and time. And one might come and like take over your project like the same like the ideas are like
fragile. Yes. So I think sharing some of the mistakes, I guess at the launch of Gurupar, we added a lot of features. It was really useful, but we had to understand the audience first. So when you are launching your product, you have to understand the audience. So put out the core product first, or the MVP with the core features, and test the market. Get to know their reactions on that. And we learned a lot on that, and we created further versions, and we relaunched. And the product goes really well now. And if you look at Hackathon ZLK,
it's a minimum set of features we need.
Yes.
And still it's like a great service for everyone. Like it just do the one function we need it to do. So
Yes.
that's like even 3 weeks of development, that's fine. So we get the feedback and we can like grow slowly now.
True.
So that's how you like before
create the MVP
level.
Yes, exactly. And one of the key problems, I guess, when it comes to launching your product, I think whether it's whether you have the required financial. Sometimes you might be thinking, okay, I need an investment to start off, maybe 1 million rupees of investment or whatever it is to start off. Well,
Don't make it like a bottleneck.
Yes, because to be honest, at SurfEdge, we truly believe that we want to make that at SurfEdge, cash is not going to be a bottleneck. In the future, we are creating that infrastructure where cash will not be a bottleneck for us. So even for y'all, even that is what we believe, even for y'all could start believing that cash is not going to be a bottleneck for y'all, because there's going to be a lot of bottlenecks for y'all. Don't make cash a bottleneck.
And we started from zero, and
yes.
We bootstrapped ourselves. Like
Yes.
these are like, if you can see a few clients we have, like we made money
out of these projects.
So
At the beginning, like just after finishing schooling, for the first 6 months we didn't get any revenue. We tried, we didn't even know how to talk to a client, we didn't know how to handshake, we didn't know nothing. So, but with practice, we got to know everything, one step by step at a time. You can get to know those kind of things. So don't make the financial aspects a bottleneck. Always try to figure out a way. You could do freelancing, or you could get a couple of websites on board and start creating those and get a revenue to your business. And bootstrapping yourself for an undergraduate, that's good, I guess, because from that you could learn a lot on client handling and get a lot of experience from them as well. Because at the start, for your product, when launching, you might not get the expected revenue. There will be a lot of pivoting, and you need to fix your value proposition, your business model. There's going to be a lot of pivoting. So after the launch, you have to test out the market really well and get their feedback, use tools like Google Analytics, Hotjar, see how the market is working, and try to understand the product market fit, what the customers want and what your product is, and get the product market fit. And then you could create the best value proposition and execute your revenue model.
Put it out fast, Don't wait for money and stuff. Just put it out and see how it goes. It might fail, it might succeed.
Yes.
And this is failure, it's
Yes.
so many stuff to
Yes. getting the first round of cash is really hard. You have to pitch every day, go to clients, meet them, pitch, continuously pitch, and finally you get the first customer, and you keep on going, and you get the second customer, third customer, and you have to retain them. So it's a lot of practice, but first of all you have to get into the water.
Yeah.
So that is the most important thing, because at the university we see really great ideas. There are so many amazing ideas that could revolutionize the entire world, but the thing is, they don't launch them. They are just ideas. You don't get paid for ideas, it's execution. You have to launch them. So try to launch your idea. Just create the MVP, create a Facebook page. Tell some friends that you're going to launch a product. Get them using it. And you will have your startup going. Continuously practice it.
And there are like so many things, like you can go to, like in Sri Lanka there are like happening like let's say 15 hackathons per year. So every month there's something happening. So you can like just try out a hackathon. But our advice is don't waste the time. Just bring up a new idea for every hackathon. Don't do it. You make your one idea and like improve it continuously. So you can like grow that idea with the like judges feedback and like how people react to that, and like learn from the hackathons. Don't waste the time just to brainstorm the idea only. You just have to execute the idea in that hackathon time. Like it's 24 hours, you can't just waste it.
Yes, and even at the launch of Gurupara Compass for higher education, we were at hackathon and we polished our business model over there, and after a few weeks time we launched it. So make all those competitions a part of it, and the experience and the exposure, the feedback that you get from those people, it's going to be really helpful. And I think we got a question asking, how did you fund at the initial phase? I guess we went through that, but
this is how we funded.
yes. So we started bootstrapping. We did web development, we did mobile app development, and these are some of the clients we had. And we got the first round of cash through these projects, and it was enough for us to take the projects forward. And I think one of the key things that you have to be careful is not to lose focus, because having a lot of projects, it means that you're going to get a lot of client pressure. So at first we had that issue, but later on what we did was we created a separate segment of a team where they would manage the services aspect and pump the cash into all the products. So it's all about the strategy that you have to create, and that's how we funded the projects at the initial stage. And now within the next few months we will be seeking for some investment to scale the projects that we are doing.
Alish, we have something like what's your idea about an MVP?
I think you are the best guy to answer that.
So it's MVP means like you just have to identify your like what you really need out of your service. So you just can put it out first and see, like let's say it might be just a form and a button maybe. That's an MVP, but that's the function you really need to do. So don't like put up more and more features and like don't waste the time on that. Just put it out and see how people react to it. Then you can keep on growing with the ideas, feedback, and like MVP level it might be just a dummy thing, but if the function gets done, it's perfect fine. Then you can like get experience, build on top of your good technologies. So don't even think about like scaling those stuff at first. You might come up with that later, but don't even think about that first.
Yes,
that's the main idea. We have a question
on
who are your
first clients. How did you manage to sell your products? Okay, for the first question, who were your first clients? We got a website and we worked on it. They still use the product, but we didn't get paid. So that it was the first product that we got, and we learned a lot from that. And we were able to go for the second client as well, and it was the first payment that we got.
So that's basically experience. We never lose things. We just get more and more experience. It's like a failure, but we learn from them.
And how did you manage to sell your products? So uh, we went to a lot of clients, we talked to them, and initially there was a lot of reaction. Bad reaction. They were scared about the market change that we are going to make. That's all about understanding the audience. So we pivoted certain things, and we went back, we pitched, and they were fine. It's all about, you have to create a proper value proposition where you could balance the markets. So to sell your products, you have to work on a value proposition. And did you believe you were the first, you were just after being just after tailors, did people believe us?
Not really, right? But we made them believe us with the things we have done, like
Yes.
with the experience we had, and like you just have to start somewhere small, like start in a like a basic thing, and you can like keep on growing. So that basic thing is your experience for the next customer.
And one of the best thing is, like, we were like 19 years old, and they were like, when we said we are just after school or we are just 19 years old, they were also like fascinated, and sometimes it played well because they wanted to give a chance as well, and sometimes it gave an opportunity as well. So two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this question.
yeah, what are the key advices to people who, right, key advisors for the ones who are at the university. So basically the entire session is about that, so I'm studying at the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, and Chamathi is at
Informatics is like double IT.
yeah. So with my experience at Japura, I have a great set of friends. To be honest, I have a great set of friends, and I am the vice president of the Society of Computer Science, and I am a part of SurfEdge, and there's a lot of work to be done. But that is not going to be an excuse. If you want to be in Silicon Valley within the next 5 years, being at the university or having responsibilities at the university, it's not going to be an excuse. It's all about managing your time. You will go to the university at 8 a.m. in the morning, come back at 6 p.m., work at the company till about 12 or 1 a.m. in the morning, having 20 different phone calls, 40 different decisions. That happens. So you need a lot of commitment, focus,
and mainly like build a team. Without a team, like our team. So,
because at the university I have a great team where they help me to manage the stuff, and at SurfEdge
we have
the team is magnificent. Like sometimes we are just the pretty face of the hard work.
Yeah.
It's the team who manage all the things, and if they are not there, like, we won't be having the conversation right now. So
and building the right team is
really important. Yes.
And it's like a mix of things. Like don't get everyone doing software engineering. Like it's not a don't, but like try to have a mix of things like finance, marketing, everything. But as we first said, you can learn everything by yourself. So like that
at SurfEdge, like mostly it's software engineering, but they also know the financial aspects.
We do full stack stuff like
Yes.
Photoshop to anything.
And sometimes we also yeah. So great team is really important. If a great team is really important to build a company, even you're at the university, even at your out of the university, even in what domain you are.
Right, we have a question. How do you balance your studies with the startup life?
Yes.
That's
again, a great team. You need a great team at your company where you could delegate work, share work. I'm there, Chamat, our team, Janit, Lakindu, Charu, Dumendra, Sanila, and Harshana, Madhush, and all those guys. All those are undergraduates. Our entire company is made out of undergraduates. There are around 15 team members, all are undergraduates, and we are able to manage it. That is because we have to focus, not make excuses, saying we have these kind of activities, assignments or whatever it is, and make sure that we work on our projects. But it doesn't mean that we are going to sacrifice the studies.
it's balancing both.
It's balancing. Time, managing your time, create a timetable. prioritize your work. What needs to be done today, do it.
And Aditya, we have like
Yeah.
plenty of tools like Trello.
Trello.
Like, there are so many tools you can like use freely. Even Trello board means like you can organize your tasks and divide it among your team members. So it's like basically you started like properly organizing stuff, then everything like goes with the flow. Then you just have to run it. And Aditya, we have who are your competitors
Uh, well,
for the product or startup?
About if you look at Gurupara, the competitors there are few competitors like Student Lanka, Edu Lanka, CourseNet. So that is fine. Like you need competition to grow. So we learn a lot from them, and it's really good for the market because it actually helps us to grow. So those are some of the competitors we have for Gurupara. And
For a startup, what will be the best model? Is it a product company or services company? That's the idea.
Yeah, sometimes people tell you have to do B2B, sometimes you have to do B2C. It depends on what you want to do
It's how you execute the plan.
and your vision, what change that you want to do. There's no
And as
such thing.
undergraduates, like try to do anything. Like you can learn and do anything at your like code. Like this is the age you can like try out and even fail. That doesn't change your life much. So try more and more stuff and like focus on one stream. So when you are stable, like go in that path.
Yeah, and I think in 2013 we met Tarindu Ayya.
Yeah.
Tarindu Dasanayaka Ayya, and he was one of the first inspirational characters that we met in the startup domain. And we met Kanishka sir, Fawaz, and a lot of mentors. Talk to them. Find your set of mentors, share your ideas, get the advices. That is also one of the key elements that you need to have when you are a startup entrepreneur, even though you are an undergraduate or not. So, having a set of mentors, it's really important. Again, focusing on the team is a crucial part because without a great team, you cannot do anything. So at the university, make sure that you find the best team for your company to grow the company, to grow your business. And yeah, what else we got? Any other questions so far?
How did you find like we answered it already? And
if you are already doing a startup, if you have launched a couple of projects, and if you have experience on that, try to launch a product where it would go in a viral manner. For instance, we launched Gurupara Forum, and the marketing strategy was to focus on the youth, where we tell about a little bit of a crush and all, and we pitched our product. It was just a forum where the students could put the questions and undergraduates from different universities, especially from Moratua, would answer those. But our marketing strategy, or the launch strategy, was completely different from any of the things that we have done, and it went super viral. And it was not just the reach, but with active users in the domain. So it was one of the first marketing aspects that we created, which went viral, and then we continuously use that strategy for different domains. For Gurupara Compass, for Kohoko app, we created a lot of viral content. So we worked with a video producer called Sena, done by Randula Senanayakaya, and with Subboy Shihan Hussain.
So we have enough. You have resources if you like really like plan and do the work.
So if possible, try to do viral stuff. It's worth a try. Yeah.
What are the future plans of SurfEdge?
Within the next 10 months or 12 months, we are expecting to scale. We have a dream office place that we want to reach. That is within the next 10 to 12 months. If you look at the next 5 years, it's Silicon Valley that we want to be. And if we look at a couple of years further, after the 5 years, we want to make SurfEdge. We want to see SurfEdge as a company where we could innovate. We could create a space where people could innovate freely, where there is enough of cash for anyone to use and innovate, where we could innovate anything that we want, just like SpaceX, where Elon Musk is going to create houses in Mars, so and so. So we want to create enough of innovation space in the world, and that's what SurfEdge stands for, to help people in a technological manner,
Make life smarter.
make lives smarter. So that's what we see in the future with what we do at SurfEdge. I think we are running out of time. If you have questions on the domain, post it. We'll share our experiences on that. Right.
Now, how do you overcome adversity you face in startup life?
Okay. Well,
difficulties coming.
yeah.
That's what the startup.
That's startup life. Hashtag startup life, because there's going to be a lot of difficulties that you have to face, but keep note of those, learn from those, and face them, because you have a target, you have a goal to achieve. If you give up, you're done.
And don't do it for the sake of a startup, like a bandwagon. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make
As
it
Steve
yourself.
Jobs said, if you're not really passionate about what you are doing, any rational person would give up. So it's not a trend. Being an entrepreneur, having your startup, it's not a trend. It's a lot of hard work, sacrifice, commitment, lot of rejection, a lot of stress. But you work for a common goal, trying to make your vision a reality. So you will face difficulties, but it's all about achieving your vision. Yeah.
Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we had a great session over there, and we want to thank Sustainable Education Foundation, because they have been conducting all those video sessions with others, and they invited us here
And educating the
community on different aspects: entrepreneurship, education, startup aspects, so and so. So thank you very much, Sustainable Education Foundation, for doing this great service for the community. And keep in touch with the Sustainable Education page. Hit a like, keep in touch with them. You will learn a lot if you keep in touch with them. So again,
we have one last question. Yeah. Which will be a good for business scope for startup? A narrow one or a broad one? The scope of the business. That's the idea they have. It's your personal choice to do this or to not to do. So it's basically your vision. You just have to work for it. That's basically don't depend on others. Let's say don't do this, don't do that.
Isuru, if possible, can you briefly just comment it back on with an example, what do you mean by narrow or broad? Or if you could just put an example on what you are trying to explain, we could get a better answer, I guess. Yeah. We'll hang out for a while. Isru, if you are there, just explain your idea a little bit on what do you mean by narrow or broad. So gaining again, getting back to a summary, I guess.
Yeah.
Have your vision, an idea, and start with a strong vision. Then create a MVP or a small version that solves the problem in the domain you are going to communicate.
Get it out fast, like really fast.
Really fast. Get it out really fast. Test the audience, see how they react. And while doing that, do your marketing stuff a little bit. See how it works. Don't make cash a problem. See how much you need to spend. Try to find them. Bootstrap. Do a couple of websites. Do a couple of projects. Get the cash. Test the product. Continue doing that. Practice it as much as possible. And if you have experience, try to do a couple of viral marketing aspects. Practice it.
Learn stuff.
Yes,
Online.
learn stuff. Have a set of inspirational companies. Read success stories and see how they do their stuff. And keep on learning. Read a lot about those about success companies. It will be really helpful.
Yes, we got like 2 more questions. Shall we quickly go to this?
Of course.
So, what's unique about SurfEdge?
Okay. As we mentioned, at SurfEdge we want to make live smarter. In the beginning, as we said, you might have a great phone, but after 2 years time, there will be another great product, or the phones will be replaced. If you look outside, there are so many power lines going above, and after 2 years time, it will not be the same. Who is going to bring that technological revolution? There are satellites all around the world. There was people thought about the technological revolution, and now it's there. So at SurfEdge, we believe that we could bring that technological revolution. That is what we want to do. Make life smarter. Connect subjects. Bring out new technologies, and bring the technological aspects to a greater level. That is what we want to do, and that makes us really unique.
And what do you see as the pros and cons in doing a startup in Sri Lanka?
It's just an excuse, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
don't make yourself an excuse. So don't think you are in Sri Lanka, you can't reach this market, you can't put a Facebook page and get people using it. Don't think like it. Don't make excuses for yourself. Just try it out first. Then you might fail, you might succeed. But if you think like I'm not sure to do this and stuff, you won't never get anything out of it.
And there are so many startups in Sri Lanka. So being an undergraduate or being a student doesn't mean that you can't do it. So it's a lot of planning, and it's possible.
And work hard for it.
Yes, true. And how you manage your team in terms of human resource management? Right. So at SurfEdge, or in general in a startup domain, or even in a company domain, it's your team is your family. So your team is your family, and you don't manage them. They have the vision. They know what goal we need to achieve. So
it's a connection
between each other. So the only thing that we do is keeping ourselves focused, share the things, and work on it. So rather than managing, we all drive towards a common goal. So what will be the targeted market once I try to focus on a project for all the cars in the world? Okay. So Isuru, congratulations on that, because we are really inspired to see you with a big target. Now that is super. Now that is really awesome. But now Uber is a global company with, let's say, all the taxis, or majority of the taxis are there, but started with a small scale. So you're targeting all the cars in the world would be your plan within the next 2 years or the 5 years?
First, start it from a small area, like
Small area,
from your
maybe
local community.
your town, from your local neighborhood. So that would be ideal. So you will understand how the domain reacts, how the drivers react, issues in the domain, and keep note of those, and try to fix those problems and continuously try that. I hope you would work on it and continue doing it. Hope our answer was helpful, Isuru. Let us know if there's anything.
Shall we wrap
Yeah.
it up? So,
Yeah. So
once again, thank you for Sustainable Education Foundation for giving this chance for us. And like the things you guys are doing is really great. Like it's inspiring for us as well to do more stuff, and like to the partnership like sort of thing. So let's see how we can go in the future. And thanks for the opportunity you gave us.
as well. Yes, thanks a lot, Sustainable Education Foundation, and it's a great opportunity for us as well. So,
We have one question coming back.
did you apply freelancing sites at the beginning, or did you just visit local customers yourself to find gigs? Before the stage of SurfEdge, did you apply on freelancing? Is it me?
Did you apply on freelancing sites? I didn't get it actually. Like, what's your goal with SurfEdge? Are you guys planning to be a tech startup with your own product, or something like a product engineering?
So, with SurfEdge, are you guys planning to?
So currently we are like a mix of both. We have our own products as well as we give our services. That's to bootstrap ourselves and fund the projects we do. So currently it's like a combination, like mix of things. But
That is how we fund ourselves doing other client projects. But in the near future, it to be a product company. To answer Shehan's question, did you apply on freelancing sites at the beginning, or did you visit local customers? I would say we got a lot of projects on word of mouth. We didn't display ourselves on Fiverr and those things. We just wanted to find a few projects, and we did the first project, second project, and since we did this well, by word of mouth, we got most of these projects. So
it's basically building the connections among the
and the
community.
network, and
So I think our time is
Is up.
run up. Yeah.
So, again, thanks a lot, Sustainable Education Foundation, giving us this opportunity to be here, and the team behind the Sustainable Education Foundation team. Great job, guys! What you all are doing is amazing, because even the past few days, with the past few videos, we even learned a lot. Thanks a lot, and everyone over there, keep in touch with Sustainable Education Foundation, and
See you guys soon.
see you guys soon. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Good night.